Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I have for you a Hyper Psychic Blaster deck. Now Hyper Psychic Blaster is it's one of the new SR cards you can get from the rank tickets, and it's a Psychic Synchro Monster 9-star. It says, if this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. At the end of the damage step, if this card attack a defense position monster and that monster's defense is lower than this card's attack, use its original values if the other monster is no longer on the field. Gain life points equal to the surplus. So you're gonna gain, whatever piercing damage this card does, which is really good. It's also a 3000 attack beater, which is also good. However, it's not. I don't think it's good enough to put psychics back on the map. Unfortunately, it's kind of just a cool card at the moment. It's very easy to summon. That's what this deck is built around, just summoning Hyper Psychic Blaster. So it's not going to be better than your normal control psychic decks. But basically we can summon him in two different ways. We have Windar Sage of Gusto, which is a 6-star psychic monster, and then you have your Full Helm Knight, which is a 3-star tuner monster, so that's the 9. You don't need to use Full Helm Knight. I realize he's an ultra rare, so most of you are not gonna have it. So you can use cards like Flare Resonator, even Gen X Controller, whatever 3-star tuner you like. I went with Full Helm Knight because it has nice stats, and you can stop an attack while it's face up on the field. So it makes it a little bit easier to protect, so that you have, another turn for your combo pieces and whatnot. But the main play, you want to use your Serene Psychic Witch to summon either Windar Sage of Gusto, which you can summon since he's only 2000 attack, or you can summon Ricebell, the Star Adjuster. This card is really cool because when this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up monster on the field, increase its level by up to 3 until the end of this turn. It's really important that it says up to 3 because that means you can increase it 1 level, 2 levels, or all 3 levels. If you do all 3 levels, he becomes a level 6, and then you can go into your psychic monster. But I run 1 Stardust, so if I need to go into Stardust, I can just increase the level 2, and then use my Full Helm Knight to go into Stardust. So that's kind of cool. The other synchros that I have in the extra deck are Flambeau Urukisas, which is good. It's another piercing synchro monster, so that's why I just named the deck that. And I have another 6-star Gravity Warrior, and then the other generic 9-star Gigantic Castle. He actually gets bigger than your Psychic Blaster by 100 attacks, so against Blue Eyes I guess you would rather go into Gigantic Castle. But for the rest of the duels I went into Hyper Psychic Blaster. I'm using Switcheroo. I really wanted to try that new Tristan skill, but it won't drop for me, Reload. I feel like this deck would be good with that as well. But for the meantime, we're running Switcheroo since we do take some life point damage by using Psychokinesis or Teleport. The rest of the deck is just Enemy Controller and, back row. 1 Drowning Mirror Force, 2 Widespread Ruins, and then the 3 Canadia, which is arguably the best trap in the game. In my opinion, the best trap in the game. So we'll just go ahead and show you guys some replays. Really excited that the box comes out today, later on today, so we'll be streaming that whenever we get a chance. I have plenty of gems saved up. It's a mini box, so should be able to get a lot of good cards. My chair is uncomfortable. Alright, here we're going up against Zane. Balanced deck, and we have the combo to start, so I can just set my Serene Psychic Witch. I already have my tuner in hand. He's gonna destroy it with his Destiny Hero Drill Dart. Goes for the mass change, but I have a Widespread Ruins ready for that. So I'm gonna activate Ricebell's effect, make it a level 6, summon Full Helm Knight, and go into Hyper Psychic Blaster. Go for the attack, run into a wall of D, so now we're only 2200. Sets 2 more back row, I attack again. He uses the Hallucigenia, which kind of helps me because it resets my attack, so thanks for that. And then we see the scoop. So I understand, he only got 1 monster to open up with balance, and then he couldn't draw into another one, so it's a pretty easy win for me there. We got Jesse Anderson. I'm just gonna set my back row because I can actually use teleport if I draw my my tuner and special summon this, activate the effect. Parallel Twister is gonna destroy my Canadia, so I can just flip that Pegasus face down. Pick up a Widespread Ruins. We're just gonna play the long game. Unfortunately, I didn't see a breaker coming, so my Widespreads is gone. And he also has Crystal Regeki, so my other back row is gone. But I can at least summon my Canadia and, you know, have it in defense position. He replaces the breaker with a Silent Magician. I agree with that. It's gonna make it a little bit harder for me to use teleport. So I'm gonna use Switcheroo instead, see if I can get something good. I pick up a Drowning Mirror Force, which is perfect. He plays around it though, smart. Switches the Silent Magician to defense mode. I'm gonna pick up a full Helm Knight, we're gonna destroy that. And I felt pretty confident about destroying this because I can stuff one attack. So I'm hoping to get, you know, some sort of back row that's gonna help me deal with this Silent Magician. I pick up just what I needed. I get a Pelizoid Canadia. We're gonna go into Flambeal just to upgrade our attack a little bit. We'll see a second Silent Magician. Flip the Canadia down. Get another Canadia, which is again best trap in the game. I'm gonna summon Psychic Witch, destroy the Silent Magician, hit him for 14, and I'm pretty sure that's the game. Yeah, right here he just kind of shows me that he's got nothing left. And suicides, yep. Yeah, so we didn't get to go into our big Psychic there, unfortunately, but we got to use Flambeau and Canadians. I'm really excited for this new box. I've been wanting some new cards to play around with for about a week and a half or so. That's why I ended up just getting this Psychic Blaster monster and just playing around with it. Alright, so Ishisu's gonna set 2 back row. We're just gonna go for the attack. Actually, I used Psychokinesis first. Okay. And I did that so that I can switcheroo back one of my Rise spells because I only run 2, but of course I draw it back because that's how switcheroo works. It's gonna destroy my Widespread Ruins, but nothing else. No monsters yet. Tribute to the Doom. It's gonna destroy my Psychic Witch. I'm gonna get a Windar ready. And then we see Silent Magician. But it doesn't summon anything. Alright, so we pick up our tuner so we can go into our Hyper Psychic Blaster, and then we get a scoop. So we summoned it, but we didn't really get to do much because the opponent just scooped. But at least you're getting to see, you know, the ways you can summon. You can easily summon. That's why I decided to make the deck. While I was streaming last night, somebody mentioned that the synchro is kind of hard to use, so I just built a deck, you know, where it's very easy to summon him. But then you need all the back row support because other than piercing, he doesn't really offer much. Going up against Duel, Rainbow Life. Unfortunate, he's gonna get 1400 life points, and then we're gonna see Fire King Island. So this Jubel player's got Perfection. It's going to destroy the Phoenix. Goes for the Widespread, and I knew he was going to destroy the field spell here, but my Widespread Ruins was going to be destroyed no matter what next turn. So I decided to just use it here. He doesn't have a destruction effect anymore, and I can maybe deal some life point damage, even though I knew he was going to destroy the island. Unfortunately, he has Limit Reverse, so he's going to summon a Jubel. And Sacred Phoenix is going to destroy the Limit Reverse, which is going to summon Jubel's second phase. And that's very unfortunate for me. Psychic Witch, I'm just going to search another Psychic Witch because I think that's all I had left at that point. We're going to summon that. We're going to go for the Switcheroo. And I have the Econ. So I can Econ take and, you know, Tribute for my Gusto. but I didn't really have any follow-up after that. The Phoenix was gonna come out, so I decided to just set my second Serene Psychic Witch and see if I can go for the Stardust play. But I really needed to draw into my full Helm Knight, and unfortunately I don't. This is gonna give me 2 monsters up, so we're gonna get a Windar and a Rise Spell. This is where I was hoping, had I drawn my my tuner right here, I could have gone into Stardust, and then, you know, the game is in my favor. But unfortunately, I have to go for the Econ play now. So we're gonna attribute the second phase, set the Canadia for the Phoenix, and I was kind of happy that he Rainbow Life here. Even though he's gaining life points, he's completely out of resources. I have a way to deal with this Phoenix, and as long as there's not a second U-Bell, I should be okay. So we're gonna use the Canadia on the Phoenix. He picks up another monster. So I figured this was Jashka, and that's why I destroy the Phoenix first. Otherwise, if I destroy this, he can destroy Phoenix, and Phoenix is gonna be back, you know, again to annoy me next turn. So destroy the Phoenix first, destroy the Jashka. He's gonna pick up a back row. We're gonna finally deal 4,000 damage. Picks up a Galaxy Cyclone. Goes for the Jar of Avarice, but I think that's pretty much the game right now. I'm gonna summon a Canadia. And that's the game, or so I thought. But there's actually a Karibo. So he gets one more top deck and then we win. But I would like to point out that there's 5 cards left in my deck, and 3 of them are full Helm Knight. So he kind of betrayed me in this duel. Luckily I still get the win thanks to the Econ. But no Synchro Summons in this one. And we got one last duel against Odeon. Unfortunately, I didn't put... I put a lot of monster removal in the deck, but I didn't put any back row removal other than Psychokinesis. So the deck struggles quite a bit against heavy back row decks, as we're going up against an Odeon here. This duel went for so long. So triple back row. We're just gonna set 2 back row and go for the full Helm Knight. Immediately see a Canadia, followed by Morella. So at this point, all I know is that, you know, he's running Paleozoics. I still don't know if it's Burn. I don't know if it's Destiny Heroes. He does have an extra deck. I decided not to Synchro here because I had a bad feeling about the back row, and it turns out it's Drowning Mirror Force, so that's arguably worse. I would have pierced and I would have kept my monster on the field. This time I lose 2 monsters and he gets a Morella, but I have my own Drowning Mirror Force, so I can at least send that back. And I pick up a full Helm Knight, which is super clutch because now I can go teleport, summon my Windar, and go into our Hyper Psychic Blaster. We go for the piercing right away, and the Hallucigenia is gonna cut our attack in half. We still gain 1500 life, so it's really good. Switcheroo trying to get another monster. Obviously I just attacked into a Drowning Mirror Force, so 3 back row, this is not safe, and I'm just gonna end my turn here. I'm trying to see what else he runs in the deck. If he runs you know, the Destiny Hero or the Witch Raider and Mass Change, I have a Canadia, so I'm kind of just stalling here. I don't want to summon another monster. I don't have a monster, but I want to summon another monster because I don't know if he's running Lava Golems. So I'm playing very passively here, just kind of ending. He does have less cards than me, so eventually he would deck out. Alright, he goes for Morella, summon a Hallucigenia. At this point I also have a Widespread Ruins, and that comes in pretty clutch. So switch to attack. Either he just now realized that I have piercing, or he's trying to bait me into the attack, so we're obviously just gonna end turn. He actually goes for the full play here, Hallucigenia and Eldonia, so he's gonna cut my attack in half and increase his by 500. But that's completely fine. I have a Widespread Ruins. We're gonna use Widespread Ruins. He has a second Eldonia. Luckily for me, I have my Canadia, so our Hyper monster is going to survive. And at this point, the game's been going for so long that I forgot I was playing around Lava Golem. So I make the mistake of setting a Serene Psychic Witch, and then I realized right after. So I had to just go for it. So far, all we've seen is Paleozoic, so I was hoping there wasn't like a Wall Disruption or a Widespread Ruins. And I go for the attack on the Canadia that I set face down. It's gonna go for Morella, special summon a Canadia, but the attack goes through and I win the game. 3,000 piercing damage. Wow. But yeah, that was a very long duel, and I did it really late. So I think Hyper Psychic Blaster is a fun card. Unfortunately, it's not. Like I said, you have to build a deck where you can summon him pretty easily, like I did, and then you are not really getting the full potential that the Psychic archetype has. So I don't know. You guys decide. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description, along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really appreciate that. And till next time.